At one point or another, you've probably stumbled upon a website that just feels off, like you're not sure where to click or what to do next. This is what we call bad user experience, and it can seriously hurt your conversions. In fact, a study by Stanford says that 46% of website visitors will judge a website's credibility just by the way it looks. So, let's talk about some good UX principles to take into account while building your website. First things first, what makes up a good, solid website homepage? Well, let's break apart the different components that you'll probably want and need. Now, keep in mind that these will probably vary depending on your niche, but for the most part, we can probably all agree that most websites will need a hero section, a header with easy to access navigation items, a social proof section, a section with features about our business, a section to link to either, our content, whether it's our blog or our social media channels. And, last but not least, you'll probably also want a footer with some more useful links. Now, keep in mind that these are simply some of the components that you may need. You may not use all of them, or you may have some other sections too, like an FAQ section. But for the most part, I think we can all agree that, this is a pretty standard structure for a rock-solid homepage. Now that we have a basic structure down, let's talk about tying them back to this concept of good user experience. Here are some principles that you should follow. You need to have clear and concise messaging. This is especially true in your hero section, which is what's going to get people to either continue to scroll and take action, or they're just going to leave your site upon landing on it. Make sure you keep your copy simple, easy to read, and make sure you can clearly communicate how you can solve a problem for your visitors. Remember that attention spans for humans these days are close to minimal. This means that you have a very short amount of time to grab your visitors' attention and communicate your value proposition clearly and concisely. Your website also needs to be responsive. It's 2023. If your website doesn't look awesome on both desktop and mobile devices, we have a problem. Especially considering how more and more of the internet today is being consumed on mobile devices. In fact, according to a study done by Statista, 58% of the global online traffic in 2022 came from mobile devices. So, there's no excuse. And, having your websites be fully responsive ensures that your visitors can still easily navigate around it on mobile devices. And to be honest, it's actually rather easy to get this done. An easy way of doing this is by simply using Thrive Architect and Thrive Theme Builder to build out your website. All of your websites can be mobile friendly without writing a single line of code. An important element that you can't ignore when it comes to user experience is speed. If your site takes 5 seconds to load, you're done. Even 2 seconds is probably already too much to ask for these days. According to HubSpot, 47% of people expect a web page to load in 2 seconds or less, and 40% of them actually leave a website that takes more than 3 seconds to load. So, let's face it, slow loading times frustrate all of us, and we've all left a site even before entering it because it just took too long to load. So, your hosting provider, make sure you pick a good one. It's going to play a big role in speed if you're building your website on WordPress. And you also want to make sure you're using something like, WP Rocket or some other sort of caching service as well. Last but not least, let's talk about design. Design is an important part of user experience. Here's the thing. Good design inspires trust. A website like apple.com, for example, inspires trust because it looks good, right? Everything from the scrolling effect to the images on page look and feel good. And that makes us feel good on the inside as well. Trust ultimately leads to more sales, which is why you want to make sure you have a good website design too. You can hire designers to craft up a website design for you. They can then build using something like Thrive Architect, or you can simply download one of the hundreds of templates that we've already created for you and customize them to fit your own needs. By keeping these principles in mind, you can create a website that not only looks great, but that also provides a positive user experience that will help you convert more visitors into customers. Hey, if you found this video useful, be sure to check out this other video on our channel. You may find it useful.